So hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and we are going to discuss problem number 807, which is max increase to keep city skyline. So basically what this question is saying, we are given a 2D grid, or you can say a 2D array or list, whatever you want to call, and basically each value in this list, 2D list or array, represent a building. Okay, you can consider the number to be the number of floors in each building. Like you can see, this is a block, and these are the buildings, uh, which is n cross n. Just wait a second. So yes, it's n cross n, and basically there is a term skyline used in this building. Question: what is skyline? Like if you see buildings or different houses, so like if you see this is a building, there's a building next to it, and there's some another building which is smaller than the this, or it can be of various heights and size. So basically the outer lining or the top lining of these building is known as skyline. So if I draw, so this will be your skyline. I hope you can see. I don't have very good drawing skills, so if I remove this building, so this is your skyline of those building. Similarly here, these are the various heights of the building. Like this is of, you can say, of floors. This is of 3 floor, 8 floor, 4 floor, 2, and so on. So basically what you have to do, there's a skyline, a user is standing, it sees the skyline from each and every direction. Like if you say this is north, he'll see a building skyline from this direction, or you can say west, he's seen from east and south. Direction can vary, this can be south and all, but main thing is each direction has a different skyline. Basically if you look from this side, what will be your skyline? Like 3, I'm just drawing 2, 9, 0, 9 will be like too high, 0 will be nothing. So your skyline will be something like this. Okay, let me use the black marker. And if you look from this north side, what will be your skyline? Nothing. 3 will be high, and 1 which can be this much, and 0 which is nothing. So your skyline will be this. Okay, let me rub this building so you can see it more clearly. This also, this was from west, this is from north. Basically you can see there are various skyline from each direction, so there will be total 4 skyline. ठीक, you understood this. What this question is asking is to increase height of buildings in such a way that skyline doesn't changes from any direction. Like if we change height of this building, so the skyline from the west shouldn't change. Okay, and if we change skyline anywhere, the skyline shouldn't change from north, so it should be same like this. And if we change from here, similarly with here, it shouldn't affect other 3 directions. Okay, and what you have to return, or we'll talk about that later, what you have to return, but basically this was the question. You have city n cross n, 4 directions, and you have a term skyline which I explained, and you have to increase in a such a way it doesn't affect. So that it's very easy question, rather than just typing lot of code. It is more of thinking based rather than anything. Just think what you want. Should have here only. Should be easy. Yes. So like, just think about objects. Like if you have a high object, for example, this is your high object. I'm just explaining from one point of view. Like a user is standing here, Okay, all he can see is this line. He can't see in 2D plane. Just think, this is your 2D plane. If user is standing here, he can see only this building. He wouldn't be able to see this building or any building after this which is smaller than this. Okay, so can you think, like if this is 3 floor, this is 8 floor, this is 2, do you think even if we increase the height of this 3 to let's say 4, will the skyline change? No. If we change from 2 to, let's suppose, 8, will it change? No, it will be still same. But if we change from greater than 8, let us suppose 10, so skyline will change to basically like this, to go simply it will change like this. Okay, so what we got from this thing is basically you can increase height of the building as maximum of building in that skyline. For example, if we see this row, let me draw this row. Let us suppose this is your 3, this is your 0, this is your 8, this is your 4. Look at this is your 4. Let us suppose it's not equal, but if we are looking from this side, this is your skyline. Okay, so can you think if this 8 building, okay, all the building behind this is 5, 6, 1. Just think. So I'm just, should I rub this? I don't know, but just think. User standing here. This is your 8 building or building with 8 floors. Just behind that there is a building with 5 floors, 6 floor and 1 floor. It's 5, 6, 1. Just behind that, if user is standing on the south hand direction, if we increase height of this building, this building, it won't change anything because skyline will be same from the south direction. You understand this? It's pretty simple. Okay, so you can change 5 to 8, 6 to 8, 1 to 8. Let us increase. Okay, five to 8, 5, 6 to 8, 1 to 8. Okay, it won't change anything. You can do this. But if you think about other direction also, if user is standing here, let us suppose he is standing here. If we look from this direction, earlier skyline was 4730. So it was 4730. Sorry, 0. Let us suppose 4 is this, 7 is this, 3 is this, 0 is nothing. Okay, 4730. But if you made a building 8 just behind 7, so there will be a building greater than this behind this 8, which is of 8 floors. Let me draw it better. Of 8 floors. Okay, so earlier skyline was here, but you change it to this. So you change it, you don't want. So what you want, like you change it to 8, but you couldn't do that, and you can only change up to how much you can. Like if this is your skyline, let me draw here 4730. All the building behind 7 can be of how much height? Of 7 height at max. Okay, so like you found out from this direction, so it can be 8 or it can be 7. Like for this, I am making a mess rather than explaining. Let me rub all of this so you can see it more clearly. Okay, so like you figure out For this you can, like, if user is standing here, you can have at most height of 8. If user is standing here, you figured out height can be at most 8, or sorry, at most 7, because all the buildings should be less than 7. And if you are standing here, your skyline was 0310, and if you're standing here, it can be 3290. So skyline was maximum, like skyline was 7. So basically what he did, he found out for this direction should be 8, this direction 7, or if I explain it better, he found out for the row key in this whole row, like in this whole row, let me rub this so you'll be able to imagine more clearly. So for this whole row, just think, like for this whole r equals to 1, row 1, what can be your maximum possible height of your building? It is 7. If it is exceeding 7, it will disturb the skyline. Okay, it should be somewhere less than 7. And for this whole column, if your highest was 8, so if it will go beyond 8, it will surely disturb the skyline. So what you want, for, like, you found out maximum of row, like for this position, r equals to 1 and c equals to row 1 2, c equals to 2. You found out what is maximum row building size. So maximum row building size is 7. Maximum column building size for this whole column, it is 8. Max column, it is 8. So you will make it in such a way it shouldn't disturb the skyline from the in the row view or in the column view. Like if you are looking from this side or this side, if you are looking from this side or this side, at most you can have 8. If you are looking from this side and this side, at most you can have 7. I hope you are able to visualize 7. So you can have 8 also, 7 also. But if you have 8, you won't be able to see from west and east, you will disturb the skyline. So basically you'll choose the minimum, which will be 7. Okay. And what you have to return? You have to return an integer variable which represent integer, let us suppose answer or update, anything you can name it. You have to return an integer where you will be denoting how much increase you have done. Like earlier it was of 5 size, you made it to 7, so you increase the size by 7 minus 5, final minus initial, which is 2. Similarly you do for all the elements in the array, and you'll keep summing up the value and you'll return that same variable. So let me take you to the coding part, so hope you will able to understand it much better there. Guys, this was the question that I just explained. So let me just show you the code. So you can see, first we find out the size of the grid, and we are creating row, a temporary row which is size of n, and a temporary column vector which will be storing a maximum for each rows and maximum for that each column. For example, we'll be having n rows in this array. You can see 1 2 3 4 4, so we'll be having vector size 4. Okay, then for each row we'll find the maximum value that we can have. So for this row, maximum value will be 0, oh sorry, 8. So at the 0th position, like for 0 row, maximum we can have value 8. And similarly for the column, like for 0 column, you can see this is our column, maximum we can have 9. So simply we'll fill it up by traversing. And what we'll do, then we try to change each values. Okay, like if we come at this position like 2, so what can be our value? The value can be like the maximum height for this column is 9. As I said, we'll store that at the zero value of this call vector, okay, is 9, and maximum value for this row, okay, for this row 1 will be 7. Then what will store, like you have 9 and you have 7, and as I said, you have to choose minimum value between these two. So what we'll do, we'll find the minimum, okay, which will be 7. So we'll put 7 here. You can see it's changed into 7 as explained. And what we'll do, you'll simply add the difference. So you can see here what I did. Simply if we find out the minimum, then we found out the value, that is it has, like, we had 2, so we put 2 here, and minimum of 9 and 7 will give you 7. So 7 minus 2, which will give you 5. So we'll add it in the max variable, and simply have to return that variable or value of that variable. Let me just quickly submit this. You can see this is working fine. And if you look for other solution, they are also trying to do this same thing, pretty same thing, not exactly same, but yeah, I think this was more intuitive. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel. Bye bye. I don't believe in destiny.